motorway. Just left Oldbury. There's Oldbury over there with the Sainsbury's supermarket, which I used to refer to as Saver Centre, because obviously it used to be known as Saver Centre before it became Sainsbury's. But however, maybe most of the locals probably still call it Saver Centre. And just by that is the Oldbury Green Retail Park, which has the home base. And we've got a tower crane just right there. I don't know what's going on there, building something. They might be building something, but I don't really know. So here we go. We're now en route towards West Bromwich area now. So the next upcoming junction is Junction 1 for West Bromwich, and also for the Hawthorns and the West Bromwich Albion Stadium, and also part of the Soho area towards Handsworth and Birmingham. So we're now on our way towards West Bromwich, and also would be going underneath the route, the bridge that is also served by the 74 route, that is the Dudley to Birmingham via West Brom, and that is one of the original Birmingham routes in Dudley alongside the 87. So here we go, we're now coming towards Junction 1 for West Bromwich, and also for Birmingham Northwest, the A41. So that's Junction 1. So we're only on the M5 for a few miles now, and then we will be swapping onto the M6, which is up ahead. So the M6 is going to be coming up ahead in just a moment. And there are two variations to the M6. One M6 goes towards Spaghetti Junction on the other side of Birmingham, and that's M6 South, I believe. And then of course you've got M6 North. So we're going to the M6 North. So we're in the right lane, the Northwest, Walsall and Wolverhampton. The other one is for London, the M1, and also there's a sign there for the National Exhibition Centre, the NEC, which is just by Birmingham Airport. And been to the NEC multiple times. So we've got to follow the M5, and behind those trees is Samwell Valley Country Park, which is one of the biggest parks within the West Bromwich area. It's like Samwell Valley. It is quite a large park, to be honest. One of the largest places, because I've been to Samwell Valley twice before. So here we are now approaching junction. So this is where the M5 merges into the M6. So here we go. Okay, we are now heading onto the M6 now. So this is the M6 northbound, heading towards the northwest of England. That's the M6 South, that goes towards Birmingham, and then that merges onto the M42, the orbital motorway, and that takes you towards Tamworth, the Drayton Manor, and also up towards the East Midlands, including East Midlands Airport, and also up to Doncaster, Leicester, and over into, I think, Yorkshire. I think it's Yorkshire, and also towards Rotherham as well, which is where Meadowhall Shopping Centre is located. So this is the M6, so we're now by Cambridge Parkway, which is over there. So I think that's Cambridge Parkway or Bescott Stadium Station. Yeah, I think this is Cambridge Parkway, and so this is the M6, and unfortunately we're now coming to what we weren't expecting. So here we are at traffic. Right then, we are now on we're on slow traffic, unfortunately. This is a bit of a nightmare up here because, as you know, the M6 does get a nightmare a lot, especially for those people who are rushing to certain places across this part of the motorway, because this is one of the busiest motorways in England. So as you know, lots of people are also getting off at junction 9, which is for the Gallagher shopping park, which is coming up because a lot of people are going to, like, IKEA, for example, which is the Swedish home furnishing store, and it's one of the popular ones here in the UK. It's actually the only one left in the West Midlands following the closure of the Coventry branch back in 2020. And I've been to IKEA loads of times here before. I've even been to the IKEA in Bristol and also to the IKEA in Coventry as well. So I've been to the 3 IKEA stores in the UK. And just passing is a right street deck en route towards London, operated by Metro Line. And because obviously I think Wright is actually built in Ireland. Wright build the buses in Ireland, I think, for street decks, and then they get transported across to England for use on certain parts of the area of England, sorry. So anyway, junction 9, A461, Wednesbury, Gallagher shopping park and IKEA is coming up right now. So got the sign here, northwest, 7 miles to Wolverhampton, 11 miles to Cannock, and 20 miles up into the county town of Staffordshire, which is of course Stafford. And Stafford is the territory for Select Bus Services and Chase Rider. Before, it was Arriva and Select, and of course D&G on the 841, which is now Chase Rider. And Arriva still operates services in Stafford, but they just only do the 5 down to Telford, the 5 corridor, which is the 5A and 5E. And of course they did do the 6 to Rickerscote, but then that went to Chase Rider. Now it's Select Bus Services 875A. So here comes the junction for the Gallagher shopping park, junction 9, Wednesbury, A461, and also for IKEA. So anyway, there's Wednesbury over there. So that is Wednesbury. So just gone past the junction right now. So we're now on our way up towards the northwest right now. So there's IKEA right there. So that's IKEA. Got a bit of a bump on the motorway. Bit of a bump. Next junction is junction 10, the A454, Walsall and Wolverhampton, Central and East, and also for Boundary Mills stores, and of course Bilston. And that is also where the Wolverhampton to Walsall 529 comes across, I believe, which is one of the popular routes within the Wolverhampton area. So A454, Walsall, Wolverhampton, Central and East, junction 10, and that is also for Boundary Mills stores, which is right up there. So it's just right there. So there's the Boundary Mills stores there. And unfortunately, there's another traffic jam here, which is as you know, as I mentioned earlier, it's a nightmare when you're coming across this part of the motorway. So you're going to watch it. If you're using the M6, just beware, just be prepared for traffic. But if you are heading into any of the places in this direction, it's best to go the long way around if you can, and then join the M6 further upwards to save this congestion within the Black Country area, because we are nearly out of the Black Country and heading into Staffordshire next, North Staffs. So we are slowing down now. Well, we are picking up a bit. So we are now picking up right now. So this is a bit complicated with the M6, but we are picking up speed. So we should be on our way, because we're on our way up towards the northwest right now. So here we go, we're on our way up towards the northwest. So there's the services coming up in 4 miles. With the M54, the Shropshire motorway, which runs from Essington to Shrewsbury, well, Wellington area, and so we'll be joining up with the M54 will meet us, and that goes towards Telford, Wellington and Shrewsbury. As you know, you get loads of different type of vehicles on the motorway other than cars. You've got lorries, you've got vans, coaches, all sorts. The only type of buses that will come is like if they're coming like from factories up north, and also if they're coming, or if it's like a scheduled service, like over in Telford area, you've got the X10 and the X10A that goes on to Shrewsbury, and they cross the M54. And so anyway, we're coming along the motorway now. So we've got loads of different HGV lorries going along on the motorway. Even transporter taking cars to and from service places. So coming up now is junction 10A, and that is for M54 towards Telford, Shrewsbury and North Wales. So we're now coming out of the Black Country, and we are coming into Staffordshire. So we're now within the Staffordshire boundary now. So there's the sign there for the M54. So we are following towards the northwest, Stafford and Cannock. Well, Cannock and Stafford, because Cannock comes up first before Stafford. And of course there's a sign here for Wolverhampton, because obviously when you get off the M54 near Cosford, you're on the 891 route, the Banger buses service that goes from Telford to Wolverhampton. And it's 1 mile to the first service station, which is a Moto, Burger King, M&S and Costa. And that is Hilton Park. And so there's a sign there for the M54, North and Mid Wales, Telford, Wolverhampton and Shrewsbury on the A5. So Hilton Park services has facilities such as BP, Costa, M&S, KFC, Burger King and Greggs. So here is Hilton Park services, which is up ahead, up there, and it has like a bridge link to connect from the northbound side to the southbound side, and it has the old Otis lifts. One of them had been modernised by Generic, so you got Otis lifts, old Otis lifts in the building, like. So anyway, this is Hilton Park services. Next junction, junction 11, A460, M6 toll, M6 toll, Cannock, and of course Harley Bush Garden Centres. We bring the garden straight to you. And that is the Naming Garden Centre in the Black Country, and it is just off this junction coming up, which is junction 11 and junction T8, the M6 toll. So junction 11, A460, M6 toll, Cannock, and of course Hollybush Garden Centres and Aquaria. But we are continuing northwest. Right then, that was the junction for Cannock, and Cannock has become very popular lately with its MacArthur Glen Designer Outlet Shopping Centre, which opened in 2021, and we went last year in 2023, and I might be hoping to do a bit of to show you what it looks like with the road to get there, and of course that was the first. And of course I've been trying loads of different eateries lately, like I've tried Wingstop at Maryhill, and I've tried one of my favourites, Slim Chickens, which is at the MacArthur Glen Designer Outlet, my first one, with the second being the Restaurant Hub at Sainsbury's Kidderminster. And so anyway, we're now in the direction towards the northwest, and of course in the background is some wind turbines, wind generators. As you know, this is the new sustainability energy for power and wind. Down there is Brinsford, which is on the Select Bus Services 67 route from Wolverhampton, and of course the 70 from Wolverhampton that goes via Featherstone. And so Brinsford is down there. I'm going to hopefully film the 67 route very soon, but however, when it gets towards the Brinsford area, the 67 goes into a highly security area, high security area, so I won't be able to film that part of the route because of it being restricted access for filming, also on government property. On the opposite side is the...
So it's temporarily closed the M5.
Is the Pye Green area, which is on the 25 and 26, and of course just right in front is of course the windmill, the wind turbine, and junction 12 coming up now for the A5 and Telford the M54. There was a bus service that crossed the A5 from here, and that was the short-lived X14 from Cannock to Telford. It did go on to Oaken Gates on a trial basis, but obviously due to timekeeping they shortened it to Telford only, but it only lasted until 2022, and the service is now withdrawn, and no route has replaced that route at all. And there's the wind turbines, and I've also got like a Lego Vestas wind turbine, Lego Creator, because me, for example, I love my windmills and I love my wind turbines, and they are very nice and modern because they're part of the sustainability energy. So we are now on our way up towards the north now, so we're heading up towards the northwest of England. So the next service is further up, and over there's, I think that's the Pye Greens over there. That's Pye Green area, which is, well, it's green on the 25 and 26 routes which operate from Cannock, the circulars, and they're operated by Chase Rider, because Chase Rider now operate Cannock, not Arriva, because Arriva ended their operations in Cannock and was given to Chase Rider. And speaking of Chase Rider, they'll be extending the 63 route soon up into Uttoxeter, which is close to Alton Towers, giving passengers connections onto Stoke-on-Trent, Alton Towers during the theme park season, and also connecting to places like Derby and Burton-on-Trent. And of course you do have the 841 that goes into Stafford Town Centre, so that's going to be a useful new link. It's funded by Staffordshire Council, so let's hope, fingers crossed, that the service will become a success, and I hope it makes a great success when it starts, because I'm going to check that route out one of the days very soon on this YouTube channel, which is of course Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures. And so here we go, we're on our way to Stafford right now, so Stafford's coming up, and so I've been to Stafford multiple times. There's not many shops now in Stafford. Well, there was a department store called the Co-op department store, but as you know, Co-op got rid of their department stores, so they just only focus on food now and convenience stores. And it's a shame that Co-op closed their department stores, because they were very traditional. And so anyway, we're now near Penkridge, and that is and Penkridge is home to Penkridge Market. So Penkridge Market is over that way. So Penkridge is in that direction over there. And you did have the 54 route from Wolverhampton that went via the I-54 into Stafford, operated by NX. But that route stopped operating in 2020, cutting the Stafford bit off first, and then finally the whole route later in the year in 2020. So junction 13 coming up is Stafford South and C. I think the C means central, and also this is also for Penkridge as well. This is for Penkridge and of course Shugborough, and so it's also for Shugborough. And so Stafford S and C and the A449. So the A449 is over there. So we're now coming in towards so this is junction 13 for A449, Stafford S and C, and of course Penkridge and Shugborough. So here we go, that's the junction for Penkridge. Right, this is the M6 right now. So there is the Argos Distribution Centre, and of course the West Coast Main Line, which comes from London via Birmingham and Wolverhampton and goes up towards Glasgow Central. So it's 18 miles to Newcastle, 19 miles to Stoke-on-Trent, and 59 miles to Manchester. So 59 miles to Manchester now. So we're now heading up towards the northwest now of England, and just behind these trees, just round this bend here, you'll see like a tower block, council block of flats. I believe that's a council block of flats, I think, because I think that's council estate, as that estate is like moss pit which is served by the 7, one of the Stafford locals, operated by Select. And then next to that is the Highfields, which is also operated by Select, and that's the number 9 route. So you've got the 7 to Mospit and the 9 to Highfields. And we're also nearby, like closer to Doxey. So we're also close to Doxey as well. And just round this corner will be the bridge for where we cross the number 5, which is the Stafford to Telford corridor, formerly known as the 481. And also we've got Stafford Castle as well, which was ruined by Oliver Cromwell during the Civil War. I think it was during the Civil War, I'm not sure. I think so, because as you know, there's a castle. But however, during the summer months you won't be able to see it because it's covered by trees. So here we go. This is so we're now met up with the National Grid here. You see a lot of these near Worcester and also near parts of Birmingham. So so behind those trees, that's Stafford Castle. You won't be able to see it because it's behind the trees. And so here we go. So here's the next junction. This is for Eccleshall, which is junction 14, and that is for Stafford, and that's for Stafford as well. And there's the wind turbines right there. So as you know, it's a lovely day today, so a lot of people head up here to different places, and they go to loads of different places, not only to Stafford but to loads of places up this corridor here. And so junction 13, what's it? No, it's not junction 13, it's junction 14, and that's the A34 for Stone and Stafford North. And we will be crossing the West Coast Main Line, which is served by Arriva Cross Country Services, London North Western, and of course Avanti. And of course Avanti West Coast used to be known as Virgin Trains, and London North Western Railway was formerly known as London Midland, and of course Silverlink. And back in the good old BR days, it was known as Intercity. And no train crossing at all. So I think their train. So there's probably might be a signal failure, but I'm not sure. So that's junction 14 for Stone and of course Stafford North. So that's the A34. So 13 miles to Newcastle Underline, 14 miles to Stoke-on-Trent, and 54 miles to Manchester. So as you know, the numbers start to decrease as we get closer and closer up this corridor. So we're now heading up towards the Stoke-on-Trent area now, which is the territory for First Potteries and of course D&G buses, because D&G buses operate around Stoke-on-Trent, and of course you do have Arriva that does the 64 service to Market Drayton and on to Shrewsbury, which most people call it a Shrewsbury. So here we go. We're now heading up towards the northwest, and as you know, the local news programmes across most of the regions are different compared to what you'll find in the usual Midlands region. The only news that you'll get that you probably find in the normal region is like the national news, like the ITV national news. But like the Midlands area is covered by Central News. London is ITV London. South Thames Valley and the South East is known as Meridian, which is in Southampton. Bristol and Plymouth is the West Country. Wales is Wales at 6. Scotland, Cumbria and Newcastle upon Tyne is Cumbria south of Scotland is Border, and Tyne Tees and the Tyneside area is Tyne Tees region. So anyway, coming up now is Stafford services. Now the difference is that the southbound services is operated by Roadchef, that includes the McDonald's and Costa, while the northbound is Moto, BP, Costa, M&S, KFC, Burger King and Greggs. So they're actually different companies that operate at Stafford, which is very unique. And of course the Manchester area for the local news programme is of course Granada, and East Anglia is Anglia, and Yorkshire is Calendar, and Northern Ireland is of course Ulster TV, UTV Live. So just gone past Moto, and of course the Channel Islands is known as ITV News Channel. So that's Stafford North. We've just gone past, so we're now heading towards the northwest now. Now there is some information on delays. Junction 16, there's 14-minute delay, I believe. So we've got to just prepare ourselves ready for travel. So just got to prepare ready for these junction delays, but no delays. But hopefully from time to junction. Sorry if I just said about delays earlier. That meant time to junction earlier. So that was just one tip. So do apologise for that misinformation earlier. Here we go. We're on our way now up towards the northwest, and so the destination we're going to, well, I'll tell you once we come to the end of the video, because so you probably all know where we'll be. But I know we're heading up towards the northwest, and this is one of our exciting things of all time, because as we're heading up north, it's going to get very, very, very exciting, because there's going to be loads of things to see and do when we go up north. It's like when we go down south towards Dorset as well, with the likes of Bournemouth, Poole, Swanage, Christchurch, and of course we've been to Weymouth before. We might do Weymouth again in the near future. And so here we go. We're now on our way up north now. So junction. So the next junction is coming up shortly. So we're done. So here we go. So here we go. We're filming the motorway all the way up north, and of course this also goes to places like Liverpool and also on to Blackpool, which is home to Pleasure Beach Resort, Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Stoke-on-Trent is not far now, because as you know, I've been to Stoke-on-Trent back in 2019. Went on the first Potteries 101 from Stafford, and then caught the 14 route, the D&G bus, which used to exist between Stafford and Stoke-on-Trent, Hanley. Because as you know, well, the area of Stoke-on-Trent, well, the town centre is like Hanley, and also it's home to the indoor water park, which is of course Waterworld. And I've been to Waterworld before as well. And so we're now approaching the Stoke-on-Trent area. So estimated time of arrival into our destination will be at night. So estimated time of arrival will be, so we will be in good time when we get into our destination today. And this is going to be very exciting when we get nearby. It's going to be very, very, very exciting when we get nearby to our destination today. And I'm very, very, very looking forward to it. Big time. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be super exciting, and I am super excited because it's going to be loads of fun coming up when we're over there, and looking forward to it. And one of the most exciting things of all time. So junction 15 coming up now for Stoke-on-Trent, the A500 and Newcastle-under-Lyme. And of course you got the sign for Alton Towers, and of course what? So you got the sign for Alton Towers as well. And of course there is a shopping centre, a designer shopping centre called Stoke Talk. Junction 15, A500, Stoke-on-Trent, and of course Newcastle-under-Lyme. Because there's actually two Newcastles. You've got Newcastle-under-Lyme and of course Newcastle-upon-Tyne. So you've got sign for Alton Towers, Trenton Gardens as well. Trenton Gardens in the Monkey Forest. Oh, this is a bit of speed here. So let's continue following the M6 now. Just continuing to follow the M6. This is going to take us towards north now. So we're heading for the north side now. So the junction we're getting off is within 27 miles, and then we have to go along a road. Well, it's like something like major type of road. So now we're heading north, so 43, so it's now 43 miles to Manchester and 55 miles to Liverpool. And Liverpool is home of the iconic rock band, well, it's home of the best band of all time, the Beatles, which consisted of George Harrison, John Lennon, with the two only remaining members, Ringo Starr and Paul McCartney. And of course Liverpool's home to the famous Albert Dock, and that was where This Morning was first broadcasted from by Richard and Judy before they moved to the south bank of the Thames in London, and now it's moved to the television centre near the Westfield shopping centre at White City, because it was on the south bank of the Thames. So now it's 1 mile and 12 miles now for the next services, which is of course Kiel. So Kiel is the next upcoming services. So now coming up towards Kiel now. So Kiel's coming up now. And of course we've got a National Express coach that comes across. As you know, National Express do provide coach services across every motorway you go on. And they take you to all the busy city centres like Leeds and Manchester, and also to Birmingham, and also onto London, and also they do coaches onto Blackpool. So coming up now is Kiel services, and there's like an O&K escalator on the southbound side, and for Burger King and KFC you have to go up onto the bridge, and of course there's a subway, and there is is a WH Smith's at these services. So there's the restaurant area on the bridge link. Now to Manchester, 52 miles to Liverpool, and Liverpool's also home to is also on the banks of the Mersey, the River Mersey, and of course there's an underground railway called the Mersey Rail, known as the Wirral Line and the Northern Line. Not the Northern Line on the London Underground, which goes from like Malden to Edgware and also High Barnet and Mill Hill East via either Charing Cross and even via Bank on the City branch, and the City branch of the Northern Line. So the City branch of the Northern Line is via Bank and London Bridge, and then they merge at Euston, and then they split at Camden Town to either Edgware and even to onward different destinations. So we're just going through Keele. So we are going to add a virtual part after the next upcoming junction. So we probably might have to add a virtual part in most of this video. But we will get back to you when we can. But I hope you enjoy my videos on this YouTube channel, Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures. Shout out to the Black Country Traveller. I hope you're going to enjoy these videos of all these different motorways I'm doing. And a shout out to all my different subscribers who subscribe to me. So this is going to be very exciting. We might have to add a virtual part in case something crops up, but all being well, we should be doing really well on this channel, Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures. And so here we go. We are now on our way towards the northwest now, and of course we're coming into the area which is of course Crewe, and Crewe is where they have the like the railway museum, and Crewe is also for train connections to North Wales as well. And of course with the Manchester area coming up, it's now home to the B network, which is like the bus services, the yellow buses, because as you know, Manchester is now franchised now. So all the buses, the majority of the buses you'll see in Manchester is now publicly owned, and it's called the B network now, named after the famous Manchester Bee. So Manchester's proudly to be part of the B network. And so the B network is one of the popular networks in the Manchester area. So anyway, there's a farm over there. So there's a farm. So there's a farm over there. So there's a sign here for North Wales and Chester, and Chester's also home to Chester Zoo. And also in North Wales, you've got that station with that legendary long name, Llanfair Gwyngish Gogere Gwendrobli Slantasilio Go Go Go. So junction 16's coming up next, and so that is for like Crewe area. So we've just gone past Stoke-on-Trent, and anyway, here's the next junction, the A500 to Nantwich and Crewe, junction 16. And as West Coast trains also call it Crewe for train services to like Manchester, also to the likes of Glasgow Central, and also to they also go to Glasgow Central, Edinburgh, Waverley as well. Edinburgh's the terminus of the East Coast Main Line, whilst Glasgow Central's the terminus of the West Coast Main Line. So that's for Crewe area as well, and Nantwich. So we're now on our way, and also for Alsager as well. So you've got Alsager. So we're now by the National Grid. So the National Grid is up ahead. So you'll see a lot of these within the northwest area and even down in the south. And so we're on our way now towards the northwest, heading towards so now on our way towards the northwest. And this bridge right there. So here's the power cables. You actually find one of these also within the New Forest on the M27 as you head down towards the south coast, down towards like Bournemouth and all that. So now heading, so we're now continuing up north. So we're just going past through Crewe. The next upcoming place will be Sandbach. So Sandbach is the next upcoming location on this part of the motorway. So Sandbach is next. So you've got Sandbach next. So Sandbach is next. As well as Blackpool on this motorway, you've also got Southport, which is home to this Southport Pleasureland. And Southport Pleasureland was home to the iconic Traumatizer roller coaster, the Vekoma suspended looping coaster. It was on a red track, and when the park closed originally, Traumatizer then moved to Blackpool Pleasure Beach to be painted blue and branded as Infusion. And so you got Infusion at Blackpool Pleasure Beach alongside the big one, the Nickelodeon Streak, and of course, as well as the Nick Streak, you've also got the other type of roller coasters like Icon as well. There's a Home Bargains HGV lorry. I'll be going to different Home Bargain stores across the Midlands, but now we're away from the Midlands now, so we're now heading up towards the northwest now. So we're now heading into the northwest, which is of course Lancashire. So you've got B&Q lorries, well, B&Q lorry, Block and Quail. Not Brock, it's Block, and also in front is Morrison's lorry. So you got Morrison's. Morrison's used to be known as Safeway, so you got Morrison's in front. So we're now overtaking. So coming up next is a McDonald's and Costa 1 mile, which is of course Sandbach, and then after that is Knutsford. So Knutsford means we'll be getting off shortly after Knutsford services. So we'll be getting off shortly after Knutsford, and then we'll have to change onto another motorway. So coming up is Sandbach for a BP, a McDonald's, a Costa Coffee, and also for WH Smith's. And of course is a Lakeside coach, which is right in front. Lakeside do a handful of coaches as well as service work, based in Ellesmere. And the service work operate around Ellesmere and of course Shrewsbury. So here's the Sandbach services with the McDonald's and the Costa Coffee. You can see the traditional golden arches of McDonald's. That's how McDonald's is famous for, as well as its fries and its burgers, etc. They're on both sides, and of course you've got a link bridge that connects the two service stations. The next junction is for the A534 Congleton and Sandbach, and of course continuing straight on to Preston, Liverpool and Manchester. And of course, right in front is Scraggs! Yay, Scraggs coach. As you know, Scraggs was actually one of the first unusual companies I came across when I was in Stoke-on-Trent back in 2019, and there you see Scraggs. So you got Scraggs, so you got Scraggs coaches right there. So there's Scraggs right there. Oh dear, there's Scraggs. So there's Scraggs coaches, 70-seater coach. As you know, Scraggs have an Optare Solo on their service work. So there's Scraggs coach right there. Very nice coach. I think they might be off somewhere, possibly on a, I think they're on a charter school trip. Might be going somewhere, maybe somewhere like maybe Manchester, or probably to Blackpool or Liverpool. So we're now by Northwich now. Now, as you probably know, the clouds have gone a bit dark, but there was no chance that it was going to rain today. But it seems like it's all right. But I think it might be the clouds have gone a bit dark. Oh, and of course, the heavens have opened. It's raining men. Hallelujah! It's raining men. Unfortunately. So wipers are on. So funny enough, we didn't know it was going to rain today. We thought it was going to be a nice day, but northwest weather, unfortunately. You don't know what it's going to be like in the north. It's always miserable when you go up north, even when you go to Alton Towers as well. It's always miserable. Most of the time, it's always get miserable. And of course, here comes the bridge where they used to have that graffiti on it called Voted Pies, but unfortunately, that's now been rubbed off. And that bridge is served by Northern Rail services because we're now under the territory of Northern Rail. So West Midlands Railway is now further away now. So the next upcoming junction is junction 18 for the A54 to Chester, Northwich and Middlewich. And we're just heading straight now towards Preston. Can't believe that the weather's gone dull when we were enjoying so much fun, and now the weather's gone horrible. Well, only a little bit. I think it's only splitting a bit, but it should be alright by the time we get to Manchester. So it's 18 miles now. So A54, that's not 18 miles, so junction 18, sorry. So we are not far away now. Of course, nearby on the other side, you'd see a massive satellite dish, which is actually closer to the destination. Of course, you've got like a train, part of a train rolling stock. So that's junction 18 for Chester, Northwich and Middlewich, the A54. And of course the A34 also comes along here, so you've got Holmes Chapel. So we are not now far, so we're now not far away now into our destination. So we shouldn't be far away now into our destination. Can't believe that the weather's gone mad when we've come up north. This is Manchester, well, north. This is the northwest for you. So 17 miles to Warrington, 26 miles to Manchester, 36 miles to Liverpool and 45 miles up into Preston. So the weather has become dull, as you can tell with the clouds. So so you'll probably be thinking, where are we going to? Well, you'll find out as we get closer, because we're going to be getting off in a few minutes. And and I'll tell you where we'll be going, because I know it's going to be somewhere exciting, and it's going to be one of the most exciting things that we're off to when we're travelling along. And so this is going to be very, very, very exciting, and so this is going to be very, very, very exciting, because I know it's going to be exciting when we get to our destination. It's going to be super, super exciting. And so radiator outlet. So anyway, here we go. We're now on our way into our heading up north now. So we're going to be getting off in a few moments' time. So that is going to take us near round to our destination. HGV lorry for Primark. As you know, Primark's become a popular retailer on the high street lately. Got Eddie Stobart. So we're now getting very, very, very close now. So we're coming close. So the rain has stopped, so there is a massive satellite dish nearby, which you might think is just like the same size as the building of the Spaceship Earth located at Epcot in Disney, at the Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando, Florida. And so there's a sign there for Home Bargains, and so here we go. Here's the pylons. So we've got the pylons here now, so we're paralleling alongside the pylons as far as like where we get off, and then we have to go on this new type road that's going to take us towards our destination. Anyway guys, so our destination's not far now, so we're gonna like travel along. So we're gonna travel along a road, and then we're gonna get onto another motorway, and then that's gonna take us towards our destination. So I'll tell you where we'll be going to once we get close into our destination, and. You'll probably guess by the time we get to our destination, which will be coming up very soon, because I know it's going to be exciting when we get to our destination. So there is a couple of clues that you'll probably find out when we get nearby, and you'll see something that is tall. It's like a very tall building, like a cylinder shape, and so you got a cylinder shaped building, and has like a radar scanner on it, and of course you have three like buildings attached, so you got like something with like a radar scanner on it. So there's a couple of clues to the identity of where we're going to, and so there's a sign here: tire disc can kill, take a break. And this will be Knutsford services, but we're going direct to our junction. So that's got a BP, a Costa, an M&S, a KFC, a Burger King and Greggs. The majority of the services have got Greggs now under Moto, which is great. And you'll probably guess where we'll be going to, because I know there's like So the building itself is like a cylinder. It's like a tall building. It's got like a radar scanner on it, and you'll probably guess what that will be as we get close. And so that's Knutsford Services. So the next junction, so we're getting off very shortly, so we're going to get in the next lane now once we pass. So we're going to get in, so we've got to take the next exit now. So we've got to get our next exit now. So Manchester South and C. So we've got to get in this junction, and also for Tapman Park. And you'll probably find out where we're going to in a moment, because it's going to be very exciting, because we're going to find out where we'll be off to. So we're going to get off here, MCR South and C, and also for the M56, because we're going to get on the M50. So here we go. So I'm having to do this virtual when we get off this motorway, but I will be back with you once we've changed junctions. So we've got to get in this. So we've got to get on to the new road, the A556. So going that way goes towards Northwich, Macclesfield, and of course Knutsford. I was thinking we were going to do the virtual bit earlier, but however, viewers, since it's not as tight as where we get off at Wendlebury, it's not as tight as Wendlebury where we have to change junctions. So we were thinking of doing virtual, but now we're going to do actual all the way to the M56. So here we are at the traffic lights now. So Tatton Park, near A50, and lights have just changed to green. So we can now continue on our journey towards the M56. Now the original road used to be down that way, where you used to go to the M56, but since they opened this new road, they cordoned that area off, so that's now access to residents only. Well, to people who live on the area, but however, that part of the road is now closed off, so you can't access the motorway directly, because you now have to use these slip roads here. So this is going to take us now to the M56. That's going to take us to our destination, and you'll probably be guessing where it's going to be. Oh, this is going to be even exciting now. I'm looking forward to it, and you'll probably find out where it will be, because you'll see something in front of you. It'll be right in front in a moment. Once we're on the M56, it's going to be very, very, very exciting, and it's going to be very, very exciting. I'm looking forward to it. So as we travel all the way along the M50, all the way along the this road, all the way to our destination. So we're not far away. Of course, we're also close to Altrincham. Now, as you know, Manchester area is the territory of a variety of different operators. As well as the B network, you had Arriva, you've got Arriva, you've got Diamond, you had First Bus, you've got Stagecoach, you did have Little Gem here before, Go Good Wins, but all the Little Gem stuff had gone to like the vehicles have gone to like Diamond, and also Select Bus Services. And so you do have different operators serving the area. So you got a bit of a dual cloud in front, big dual cloud. So we're going along this. But however, the dual cloud's not going to ruin for what we're going to be doing, because it's going to be very exciting when we get there. Super, super exciting, and I'm very, very, very excited to know where we're going, because it's going to be mega exciting. I'm looking forward to it. It's been a while, but now we're finally doing it. Yay, we're finally doing it at last. And this is going to be one of an amazing vlog here on this YouTube channel, Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures. Woo! So anyway, we're just going to continue now for the M56 motorway, the M56 towards Manchester area now. So we're going to head for Manchester, And you'll probably guess what's going to be coming up. It's going to be very, very, very exciting. And I'm really, really looking forward to it. It's one of my favourite things in the whole of Manchester. You'll probably guess any moment. So anyway, there's the church over there, which I used to refer to as like Wolverley, but it's actually known as a place called. So there's a church which I thought was Wolverley, but Wolverley's in Worcestershire. I think this is like Lim area, or probably part of. I think this is part of like Manchester area. So we're now within the Manchester area, but we're coming to the Moth. So we're going to keep right onto the M56 now to head towards our destination, which will be down there in the distance. So our destination is down there in the distance. It's going to be exciting. So got to get the junction for the M56. So we're just now entering the M56 motorway. So here's the power cables, and that's going to be alongside us all the way to our destination. So you can hear the vroom noise. So that was so now we're under Lancashire now, so you'll probably be guessing where we'll be heading for in a moment. So the weather today, seeming alright, a little bit overcast. So we only had a little bit of showers, but however our destination's not far now, and you can probably be guessing where we're going to. You could be guessing in a moment, because obviously when we come over you'll see something very tall in a moment. You'll see something. You can't see it at the moment, but you'll see it in a moment. Can't see it yet, but once we've gone round this bend, you'll see it up ahead. It's one of my favourite things of all time that I like about this area. And so we've got the M56. So it's 5 miles to our destination and 12 miles to the city centre. And so it's going to be really, really, really exciting. And you'll probably be guessing. And here's the clue again. It's a tall building. It's a cylinder shape. It has a radar scanner on top of it. And you'll probably be guessing what that's gonna be. So let's reveal let's reveal some of what you'll find at the end of the TV programme Countdown. Please reveal today's Countdown Conundrum. So here we go. We're gonna reveal the conundrum right now. And here we go. Up the bridge now, so you'll see what's coming up. So I'll be coming up shortly as we get to once we get over this slope, you'll see it in a moment. So you'll be seeing it as we get into the approach. And there it is. It's the air traffic control tower, and you probably know where that is. It's Manchester Airport. Yeah, we're on our way to Manchester Airport, and that is our destination. So it's one of my favourite airports. Good. And been to Manchester Airport loads of times, and of course the sign Quarry Bank Mill. Oh no, it feels like we're back in the Black Country. But anyway, we're on our way to Manchester Airport, and as you know, since this YouTube channel is called Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures, we also cover aeroplanes as well as buses. So we cover aeroplanes as well as buses and trains and lifts. And we also do the adventures means we do all kinds of different adventures, and this is part of it as well. So we're in the right lane now as we head towards Manchester Airport. So we're on our way now to Manchester Airport. Now Manchester Airport has 2 runways, runway 1 and runway 2. And it's a larger airport, so you'll get airlines here like Virgin Atlantic, Emirates, which have the A380, and we will be seeing the Virgin flight leaving Manchester because that one is due to leave. So I'm hoping to get that one on takeoff. So I'm going to check the live flight information once we get to the airport to see the planes. So we're going to see all the planes. So you got Virgin, so we could be seeing all the different planes. As you know, I like aeroplanes, so we're going to see all the different planes as we get to Manchester Airport. And this is going to be exciting. I'm very excited now that we are finally here, Manchester Airport. So we're now on our way in towards Manchester Airport. Now you may be thinking, hey, what we're doing here at Manchester Airport? We're not flying, but we're actually going to an area which is on the airfield side of Manchester Airport, which is of course the Runway Visitor Park. And the Runway Visitor Park, they have like military type of aircraft such as the Monarch DC-10. As you know, Monarch no longer exist. And of course you've got, as well as that, you've got the British Airways Concorde, the Nimrod, the British European Airways aircraft, and of course the Avro RJX. And as well as that, there's a souvenir shop. Okay, here we go. We're now going to go straight ahead now towards the Runway Visitor Park here at Manchester Airport. So we're now on the territory of Manchester Airport. And so this is Manchester Airport, and that is, I think that's the freight terminal. So you've got all the different flights here from Manchester. You've got British Airways, Virgin Atlantic, and you've got all the different airlines. So we've got to do a left turn now towards the Runway Visitor Park. Here's the DHL there. So we are now here at Manchester Airport, so Runway Visitor Park. And of course you've got a BP petrol station here. Right, here we are. We are now Runway Visitor Park, and of course you've got the staff terminal, and there's the control tower right here. So that's the air traffic. So we're going to turn left. So we haven't seen any airlines yet. So we've seen no. So over there's Terminal 2. That is where Virgin depart from. They come and go from. And so we're now going down the Wilmslow Old Road. And here is one of the aircraft hangars for all the different airlines. You've got Jet2, which is one of the main providers. Of course, you've got Air Livery. And that larger one, the STS, that used to be where Thomas Cook used to have their maintenance done. So Thomas Cook had their maintenance done here at Manchester, and Thomas Cook ended their operations in 2019. So that was a very sad time when Thomas Cook came to an end. So here we are at the Runway Visitor Park at Manchester Airport.